Today, we're taking a wild ride through the grim darkness of Warhammer 40K and asking, could Halo factions survive in this nightmare? If Halo met Warhammer, things get hilariously out of hand. In today's countdown, we'll crown the scrubs who die first, and the titans who might rule this grimdark playground. Buckle up because it's gonna get explosive, literally. We'll start at the bottom with the poor souls who wouldn't last a coffee break, then slowly climb all the way to the galaxy-devouring big shots. Think of it as a survival guide to the 41st millennium, Halo style. Ever wonder if Cortana could survive, or if a Spartan could convert to tech priest life? We do. We'll throw in jokes, lore, and probably too many explosions. So grab your favorite snack, silence your inner monologue, and let's jump in like a warthog off a cliff. Dead tier. Welcome to the dead tier, the express lane to getting stomped into dust. These characters and factions will be questioning their life choices from the moment they pop into the 40,000 universe. Think of this tier like cliff diving without a parachute. Survival chances are absolutely zero. They're toast before the fight even starts, doomed to be the first thing the Imperium wipes its boots on. It's like bringing a rubber knife to a plasma bazooka fight. Adorable, but doomed. They might as well have the words "Kiss of Death" tattooed on their forehead. Expect at most a short monologue before the entire scene gets vaporized. Bottom line, these souls were recruited straight for a light show. Grunts. Let's start with the absolute bottom of the barrel, the Covenant grunts. Picture the tiniest, squeakiest cannon fodder you can imagine, then shrink it a bit more. Grunts are essentially walking comic relief. They're adorable when they're not trembling about their methane or running around in circles. Even the meanest orc would find one adorable, until it gets annoyed. These pint-sized dinosaurs with bubbles think they're about to get a medal, but they're really about to get crushed under a titan's boot. Imagine a grunt trying to negotiate with an orc mob. It wouldn't even get past a handshake before the orc smashes it like a piñata and eats it. Mechanicus tech priests would go all cute at its tiny methane tank, then vaporize it as heretical fuel. Try playing dead, the Imperium will still chainsword it into oblivion to be sure. These little guys would be too busy wrestling with their own equipment to actually fight back. Try hiding in a sewer from a towering grey knight, good luck. A single stamp from a Space Marine's boot could squish one. Grunts live by the rule, when the big guys show up, we go kaput. The moment a grunt pops into Warhammer space, it's lights out. When the Imperium cleans a planet, grunts would be exactly what covers the soles of their boots. These tiny methane bag teddy bears will learn what getting stomped really means. No save available. The moment a grunt encounters a multi-meter tall titan or a squad of crimson armored space marines, they start writing their apology notes. You can hear the orc boss man mutter, "Ah, lunch," as reality breaks. These little guys are toast before the fun even begins. They're the lowest tier life forms in Warhammer. Good luck, grunts. You're going to need it. In summary, if you see a single grunt, you might as well start singing their funeral dirge. Or maybe, just maybe, a grunt could gallantly order an orc commander to stand aside, but that won't end well. Even if they form a chain, they just look like a cute little wall of blobs. All glory to Tiny, now eaten. End of story. The created by Cortana. Next, Cortana's created faction. Imagine a galaxy of AIS who once tried to seize control after the Covenant War. Basically, robots with attitude. In 40K, any functioning AI is instant tech heresy. The Adeptus Mechanicus hears news of this and goes full meltdown. Titan legions mobilize with holy fire, skulls blink, and lasers ignite. The tech priests view the created as the ultimate plague of code, machine-made demons in the flesh. Now, the created do have tricks. They hijacked Forerunner super tech. Imagine strapping plasma cannons to a Knight Titan and can rain planet killers. It's like bringing a nuke to a pistol fight. Awesome for them. Terrifying for everyone else, but the moment they pop out of slipspace, alarms blare galaxy-wide. Chaos demons glow at the idea of corrupting an AI. They'd press a cosmic hack me button. If not demons, the Imperium will just straight up ordnance them. A bunch of AIS firing plasma arcs might wreck a few star cruisers. Even Cortana's cunning can't fix this. The Imperium would drown the Galaxy and Culex's venom to toast these rogue programs. Every tech priest torch and Inquisitor fire team will be aimed at them. They could pepper entire continents with missiles, but a storm of flamers and melter bombs welcomes them. It's like they yelled, "We are here," with super weapons, and the entire Starfleet says, "Genius, now die." If the Imperium doesn't vaporize them immediately, a Space Marine chapter certainly would. Every saber throw and bolter shot finds an AI target first. They might scroll GLHF in ones and zeros, but unfortunately in 40K, that just reads as an invitation to erase them. In the end, the created will serve as a cautionary tale. Every time someone mentions AI in the Imperium, 10 Mechanicus sigils disappear. They tried to enslave humanity once in Halo. Imagine trying it on the Emperor's Loyal. They get hosed fast. Quick pit stop, if you are enjoying this video, it would be awesome if you left a like and subscribed. I'm trying to hit 18 subscribers and every single one counts. Anyways, back to the video. Next up, Hate It tier. Congratulations, you've dodged immediate annihilation and stumbled into the Hate It tier. These are fighters who can actually throw a punch, at least for a minute. They'll survive a skirmish or two, but not much more. In this tier, you're like a gremlin in the pit with a dragon. You might last an extra round of breathing fire, but eventually you singe. They're annoying enough to warrant attention, but not enough to change the war's outcome. They might still tip over a Space Hulk or hack the planetary defense, but they won't rewrite the story. It's time to see who's surviving long enough to complain. UNSC Modern. Let's talk UNSC, the regular human military with Star Trek upgrades. They've got humanity's best ships like the Infinity and armies of Marines with M41 tanks and Gauss rifles. They can hit targets in the low megatons, which sounds fun, but in the 40K galaxy, that's like squirting water at a volcano. Warhammer battle wagons laugh at megatons. They fling gigaton class or bigger. Imagine a UNSC cruiser firing the guns at an Imperial battleship. Cute, but pointless. They do have perks. Their slipspace FTL means they can pop anywhere without warp storms. That's better travel than the Imperiums. They also have AIs and computers, which is actually a PR nightmare here. The first tech priest to see a Covenant cruiser's computer breaks into a convulsion. Trying to explain Cortana to an Inquisitor is like explaining internet memes to a demon. It ends with a meltdown and holy fire. On land, UNSC forces are competent and well equipped by our standards, but on a battlefield of bolters, chainswords, and flamer cannons, they're still undergunned. Think dust-off against Titans. By the time UNSC realizes the mech shows up, it's too late. They have rockets, but these Titans would laugh and drive over them. They need miracles. If the Imperium sniff them out, they're probably toast. If not, passing Tyranid or Orc fleets will use them for target practice. Maybe a Terran Dominion faction will buy them, and then apologize. Maybe the UNSC would become an eccentric boutique colony. They could show up at an Orc market and try to sell them servos. It would go exactly as you expect. Every piece of UNSC tech becomes a cosmic curiosity. They might try to ally with the Dark Angels, misunderstanding each other the entire time. They may survive a week or a month, but in 40,000, that's just warm-up time. They'd probably either be absorbed for tech or labeled heretics and incinerated. In short, the UNSC would be seen as a minor human empire with neat gadgets. They might survive a bit, but eventually someone with bigger guns shows up and says, time to dial it up to 11. The Banished. Next is the Banished. These Covenant renegades are led by Atriox, basically Covenant's answer to Orcish warlords. They're heavily armored, carry gravity hammers and plasma rifles, and love explosions. Imagine a tribe of muscle caricatures, mean, loud, and angry. These guys love a good scrap, and they'll dive into combat like it's a backyard brawl. On the plus side, the Banished fight dirty and hard. Hunters in Banished armor charging Imperial Guard, cue the slow-mo. They catch tank shells on their shoulders and keep grinning. Unlike the UNSC, they have better alien tech. But remember, Warhammer is just bigger. They're a squad of arena gladiators versus an entire Orc army or a hive fleet. As one meme put it, one Banished is hilarious, an entire horde is a tragedy. Think of the Banished as the heavy metal of alien factions. They smash things, win battles of attrition, and look cool doing it. They're more likable than Slanesh, but less predictable than Khorne. If they opened a tavern on a Forge world, it would burn to the ground within hours. Basically, the Banished are a badass cult. They'd be dangerous in small wars and might score some blinged out relics. They might annoy a demon prince or have one legendary story, but ultimately they'd be outmatched. At least they give good headbutts, but eventually someone bums a plasma round at them. Now we climb to the survives tier. These factions and singular gods among men can actually hold their own. A little. They're still not the top dogs, but they're survivors, like cockroaches in radiation, or that one space marine on his third act. They're the fighters who fight back, not just fold. They can endure a beating, and maybe even dish one out, but the big fish of 40k will still leave them drenched. Think of them as plucky heroes in an old war movie who take the hits but refuse to go down. First up, the Spartans, specifically the Spartan 2s, like Master Chief John, 117 and company. These guys are peak human super soldiers. Think of them as space marine apprentices. Spartans are ridiculously strong and fast compared to normal humans. They can dodge rockets, lift tanks, and run like lightning. In their power armor, they've got energy shields and need serious firepower to bring them down. They've faced aliens, gods, and gravity-defying leaps. In fact, their helmets should come with overkill alert labels. Spartans might surprise you. They could sprint alongside jet bikes, leap over buildings, tossing grenades like kaboom confetti, and adapt on the fly. Picture a Spartan dodging a bolt around, setting a trap, then tossing a plasma grenade on an orc's head for fun. Meanwhile, a space marine would just punch through a wall and shout orders. Spartans rely on speed and luck. Marines rely on raw power. Most fans agree a marine is tougher, but Spartans bring the style points. If a Spartan lands in the 40,000 universe, he'd likely become a legend. Imagine Master Chief sneaking into a chaos cult world at midnight, cleaning house and tagging graffiti. In the name of the Emperor, I am fire. They might be worshipped like saints. An imperial priest might call him St. John's Lightning. Their secret weapon is cunning and luck. Master Chief is famously allergic to death, so he'll find a way to survive the worst odds. Spartans have motion trackers and cunning gadgets. They're top-tier human warriors, akin to the best inquisitors or imperial knights on foot. Maybe one even gets snapped up by Inquisition or joins the Guard. It fits their resume. They won't win the galaxy, but they'd carve a path through it. They could become urban legends, the champion who took on dark gods and lived to fight again. Maybe a Spartan becomes an imperial assassin himself. It's not too far off. Covenant peak power. Lastly, for survives. Imagine the Covenant at their peak glory. They are an alliance of alien races with powerful energy weapons and faster than warp FTL. Basically an advanced, religiously jacked, warlike Tau empire. They have massive ships with plasma cannons and even better FTL travel. It's like having Tau tech on steroids. They'd zip around the galaxy while Imperium fleets argue with the warp. They'd hold their own against small fry, blasting away with big shields and swords. But compared to Warhammer's big hitters, they're still someone's lunch. Warhammer ships launch gigaton blasts. Covenant lasers max out at megatons. Picture a Covenant capital ship firing beams at a Chaos battleship, and then an Imperial Titan casually vaporizing a planet as a polite reminder. Still, the Covenant have killer tactics. They'd play hit and run better than anyone, slip in with their faster FTL, zap some stuff, and slip right back out before warp monsters even wake up. If they cooperate with Tau, both love ranged tactics, they do okay sniping from a distance, but if Space Marines or Tyranids decide to truly focus on them, it's trouble. The Covenant would be a constant fawn, appearing in flashbang surprises, dropping a bomb, then laughing as they flee. More than once, Imperium fleets would see only their fading green afterburner. They could even try diplomacy. Maybe an Eldar Farseer befriends them. They are not empire toppers, but they're also more than nuisance. At least they have proud warriors. A Covenant fleet might hold a system hostage if used cleverly, but eventually someone angrier shows up. They're like the Tau's older, bratty sibling, effective at range, fall apart in melee. Still, compared to average heretics, they're a nuisance to be dealt with. They'd annoy every faction they meet, but once the top dogs come knocking, they'd scuttle off. In summary, the Covenant are like a proud alien state with fancy tech. They'd certainly be a sore spot for minor factions, but once the Emperor or Hive Mind come by, it's game over. Thrives tier. Now we hit the good stuff. These civilizations aren't just holding on, they're flourishing on foreign turf. They'd make big plays, maybe carve out new sectors, and be a significant force in the galaxy. Forerunners, peak, War in Heaven era. First up, the legendary Forerunners at their absolute height. Think the War in Heaven era before they became halo-ringing recluses. These guys had tech that reads like a 40K gauntlet, planet-scale building machines, teleportation gates, AI minds of billions, and halo arrays capable of sterilizing a galaxy. In their prime, they were the rulers of everything. Not gods, but about as close as you can get without burning incense. To them, a Warhammer Titan is like a toy mecha. They could literally chew titans for breakfast. Their fleets could toss black holes like grenades and collapse fleets with a gesture. They could build star roads that connect systems instantly. Compare that to the Imperium's warp gates. Forerunners have warp drive on steroids with no warp storms. Any Space Marine chapter would faceplant on sight. Standing against Satan, Chaos Lords, or even the Emperor himself, they'd snicker and say, "Nice cosplay, now bring it." The galaxy would see them as demigods. They could colonize death worlds in a day and pacify chaos with a lecture. If a single Forerunner ship arrived, Eldar might salute them. Orcs might stop screaming just to gawk, and the Emperor himself would quietly admit his ancestors missed a beat. If one set foot on a continent, they'd probably chuckle and terraform it into something nice because they can. They know math the rest only dream of. To them, the big threats of 40K are like pop quizzes. In short, the Forerunners would thrive. They would defend the territory effortlessly and expand. In Warhammer terms, they'd be comparable to the Old Ones or the peak Eldar Empire. The Forerunners would not just survive 40,000, they'd make it their personal sandbox. They'd be an entire civilization's power in one package. The Flood. The Flood is basically cosmic yeast with a bad attitude. If there's a living thing, it wants to eat it. Warhammer has the Tyranids, a galaxy-gulping bug swarm. But the Flood is like Tyranids on caffeine with a hive mind that talks back. If a single Flood spore lands on a hive world, it'd convert all its trillions into more Flood biomass. Every soldier, guardsman, or civilian becomes an unpaid addition to the Flood Horde, with no refunds or returns. That's an instant apocalypse on any planet. Imagine whole worlds acting like hungry zombies. Once the Flood gains a foothold, they quickly form a key mind, basically a mega brain that ties everything together. It's like the ultimate evil internet of everything living. Send some memes, it sends tentacles back. Once a key mind appears, entire fleets panic. Any Chaos Space Marines must watch their backs, because friends might turn on them mid-banter. In effect, the Flood would spark massive galactic wars. Every faction would either try to exterminate it or get out of the way. The Flood means war for the galaxy. If one faction spots a Flood hive, it's meet the enemy time for everyone. Imperium, Orcs, Eldar, Tau, all on high alert. The Tyranids will smell that buffet from light years away and divert their hive fleet. You'd basically have a nightmare alliance just to stop the spread. To put it bluntly, the Flood would definitely thrive. They'd fight everyone and consume most of them. They would become the galactic crisis, with everyone teaming up against them. Planets with Flood become forbidden zones. The Imperium might orbitally bombard infected systems, but any stragglers that survive will be eaten. The Flood doesn't care whose statue it topples or whose warp cult it crashes, it just keeps eating. Even Orc bikers would swerve off the road to avoid them. They'd define the phrase cosmic game over. The galaxy's factions would class them as the ultimate boogeyman. Drumroll for the final tier dominates. Buckled seats alert. This is the top dogs. These are the emperors of everything, the grand champions of battle. If the 41st millennium has a hall of heroes and villains, these guys would be on both lists at once. Now, behold the faction that even Chaos Warlords whisper about. Time to meet the boss of bosses, the cosmic cheat codes in a game of war. Behold the precursors. Even their name is majestic. These guys are the cosmic architects of the Halo lore. The ancestors of the ancients. They existed on a galactic scale and could manipulate reality, time, and space like it was an afternoon hobby. They built wonders like solar system-sized star roads that shoot ships across the galaxy, or collapse entire fleets like dominoes. They could casually compress oceans, conjure stars, and rewrite physics on a whim. Compared to Warhammer's big guns, precursors are legends. They would stand toe-to-toe with the likes of Necron overlords, Citan, or even the old ones. If a Citan showed up, the precursors would just flick away its starlight like it was child's play. To 40k factions, precursors would seem like walking gods carrying pocket universes. Practically, this means utter domination. Once precursors commit, everyone else should wave white flags and retreat. Even the combined might of the Imperium, Chaos, and Xenos armies wouldn't be a real challenge. If the Emperor tried to make friends, the precursors might politely tap him for charity. Their star roads could conquer star systems faster than Space Marines run late to battle. Nothing in this universe is beyond their reach. Precursors have such unmatched technology and power that every warp storm and psychic scream feels like a mosquito bite. The galaxy would divide into panic and cult worship. Warp storms? They'd be like gentle rain to precursors. The Imperium would craft new prayers in their honor. Precursors don't just dominate, they set new rules. Precursors wouldn't just dominate everything in 40k, they'd make everything beneath them superfluous. The rest of the 40,000 universe would just be background music in their cosmic symphony. And there we have it, folks. Every Halo faction from the meek grunt to the mythic precursor. In this crossover, nobody gets an easy victory. If a Covenant grunt shows up, it's lights out. If a precursor shows up, the lights might go out across multiple galaxies. What a crazy ride. Thanks for watching this Halo vs Warhammer 40,000 lore mashup.